Let's see if he can do it again here. He approaches the football, puts his right foot into it, and he's boom this one. And not only did he kick it into the end zone, but it bounds in and out of the end zone.
8 yards deep. That looks familiar.
So Brandon Menard off to a good start. I believe this is Petrie on the near side. No, check that. That's 11. That's Warren Jiggets. No, it is Petrie. 31. It's Martin, though, from about the 5. 10, dances to the outside at the 15. And an open field tackle at the 20-yard line by Nicholas Peoples. They're 6 points. You're talking about 34-7 in a jamboree. I mean, that's a blowout. Here's a Menard kick, and will be fielded at the 2. Up to the 10, 15 is Petrie, up to about the 20-yard line, and he's swarmed over there.
I was one of the first people ever to teach Brandon Menard to kick a ball. Well, I coached him indoor soccer when he was about 4 years old.
Well, the expectations are very high for young Mr. Menard as he approaches the football, and we are underway. It's a line drive kick about 5 to 6 yards deep into the end zone, no return, and so Brandon Menard, the heir apparent to a long line of great Byrd kickers, puts his first one in the end zone and makes Ruston start at their own 20.
Jackets, a little bit to my surprise, frankly, have dominated this ballgame.
Here's the Menard kick. It's, again, 6-7 yards deep into the end zone, and I'll never forget the quote that John Carr from Ouachita High School told me when David Hankins was kicking for Byrd, that, oh my goodness, what a weapon. When you can make a high school team start almost every drive at their own 20-yard line and have to try to drive 80 yards for a touchdown is a lot of work. That's an incredible weapon. Carthon, his second of the night. Here's Menard, approaches the ball, puts his right foot into it. A nice end-over-end kick. Placed it well right in the corner on the near side. Here comes the return man. He breaks a tackle at the 15, up to the 20, 25, and he stopped there. But, boy, nice placement by Brandon Menard on the directional kick. The Yellow Jackets had him pinned deep and let him run right through a tackle. By 23. Here's the Menard kick, and it's a driving sidewinder that bounds about 7-8 yards deep into the end zone for no return. Far side, and on the near side, number 21, Velo Kameny. Here's a driving end-over-end kick, drives Rhodes 2 yards deep into the end zone. On the near side is John Trey Rhodes. He approaches the football, does Menard, puts his right foot into it. A line drive kick that will bound in and out of the end zone. And so, football now for 13 years as the play-by-play man, and I've never seen a better run than that one. Here's the Menard kick into the end zone for the touchback on the far side of the field. As it was fielded by Kameny. Menard tees it up at the 40 on the right hash, approaches the football. Boots it. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Rhodes at the 2, up to the 10, and he breaks out in the clear, and boy, what a great tackle by Kyron Williams up around the 30-yard line as Rhodes broke through a seam. To his excellent kicking. As he boots this one, it's coming to the near side, and well, they're going to say from the goal line is McLaren to the 5, the middle of the field, up to crosses the 10, and boy, he was smacked at that one and returned it down the near sideline for the touchdown. Menard has it teed up on the near side 40. He approaches the football, puts his right foot into it, and this is he mishit this one, but it bounces over the head of Ronnie Clemens, the receiver who tried to catch it. It bounced off the turf right over his head and bounded in and out of the end zone for the touchback. Clemens, you know, Tioga not used to playing on this artificial surface, and that one took a start at 7 o'clock. We're now going to start at 7 o'clock, and we're going to do it over again. Menard presses the football with his right foot, and this one bounds about 5 yards in and out of the end zone, and so the Southwood Cowboys will start. And then Christian Willis on a bad pitch picked it up off the turf and raced 50 yards for the touchdown. Here's Menard's kickoff, driving the receiver to the 5-yard line on the far side. He's up the sideline up to about the 20-23 where he's escorted on in this ball game. Menard tees it up at the right 40-yard line, puts his right foot into it. A driving end-over-end kick will carry Everett Payne into the end zone for the touchback.
Best result you can hope for, Charlie, is because by rule,
as he appears to be heading in the right direction for the Aggies of Texas A&M University.
Brandon Menard kicking off from the Shreve 45.
28-7 is Menard. He drills this line drive right past the goal post. And
that was as a result of the personal foul penalty and the ejection on the Shreve player. And so, you know, what do you do?
It's the last big run, that one by Richard Carthon of 58 yards. And it's a squib kick, bouncing around. Jackets have a shot at it. Chris Wilson pounces on it at the 30-yard line. Well, one of the Airline Vikings, I believe it was Michael Bell and Jacoby Christall.
I don't know why people didn't come. It's a beautiful, maybe the Revel, who knows?
Well, the student showed up in Mass, so here's the squib kick, and it's bouncing around. It's down on the carpet, down on the turf, and the Yellow Jackets are celebrating. But let's see what the official says. He agrees, and this time it's Nick Peoples. Wow. So Nick Peoples comes up with the...
You know, they've never won a postseason game in that stadium.
Here's the Menard kick, end-over-end driving kick, but it's going to be, wow, fielded at the 2. And here comes Seth Caskey, and running away from Caskey was Thomas, but he's going to go down at about the 16-yard line. Great coverage by the Byrd special teams. Byrd said the ball came loose. Down in Tampa Bay, and now they're leading 3-1 over the Yankees. Here's the kickoff by Menard, and that will bound in and out of the end zone for the touchback. So, one of the better nights at waiting to snap, places down, kick is on its way, and it is good. So Brandon Menard puts the Jackets ahead by 3 more, and they now lead it 17-14. With Arsenal has the tee at the 27-yard line, right in the middle of the field. High snap, put it down. The kick, it's got to hurry if it's going to get there. It does, and it is good. Barely, but good. But it hasn't been spectacular, but it's been effective. As Brandon comes off the field limping, he may be bothered by, say, groin or something, but
there, that's where they are. See if it affects the hold and the kick. Maybe Brandon's footing.
Waiting the snap. It's a good snap. Places down. Kick is on its way. It's going to have to hurry, and it does, and it is good. Well, the Jackets finally able to put some points on the board after airline turnover the football. Ball is down. Kick is on its way. It's got plenty of leg, and it is good. So a nice job there, almost in the middle of the playing surface. Places down. Kick is on its way, and it looks good, and it is good. And on the final play of the ball game, Brandon Menard makes the final 49-13. And oh no, there is a Yellow Jacket down on the field. Here's the snap, bad snap, but he scoops it up, puts his right foot into it, a nice wobbly spiral, takes a great bird bounce all the way down to the, well, here's the snap, bad snap back to Brandon, but he handles it and puts a nice foot into it, and Moss will field it at the 33, where he called for the fair catch of Airline. So a much better punt that time by Brandon Menard. He got a nice boot on it, and punt attempt for Menard. It's a decent pass. He puts his right foot into it, no rush, and this one's a nice wobbly end-over-end spiral and taken by LeBeau at the 43-yard line. As Tyler Kane standing at about his own 43. And here's the kick by Menard, a wobbly kick, will bounce and take a great bird bounce at midfield all the way to the 40, to the 38, and will be downed by Nick Peoples at about the 37-yard line. So the end zone leads it 6-0. Here's the extra point attempt out of the hold of Arsenal. Bad snap, but Arsenal puts it down, and Menard boots it through. Menard on to attempt the extra point, puts it down, and boots it through, does Brandon Menard out of the hold of Paul Arsenal, and just like that, the Jackets answer the Huntington score. Here's the snap, places down, kick is on its way, and it is good at the 1. Places down, kick is on its way, And it is good. That successful PAT brought to you by Byrd, McElroy, and Vestal CPAs, providing tax auditing and consulting services for over 60 years. Blocked last week. Here's the snap, places down, kick is on its way, and it is good. Brandon Menard trying to tie this football game up. Places down, kick is on its way, and it is good, and we are tied. That successful PAT. First time in this ball game. Bad snap. Paul puts it down, and Brandon boots it through. Good job by Paul Arsamov handling the low snap. Good snap, places down, kick is on its way, and it is good. That extra point, successful extra point, brought to you by Byrd, McElroy, and extra point. Well, in Stockton's defense, he was decked by Tyrus Henderson right when he threw it. Here's the kick, Menard's, and somehow that sidewinder got through. That successful PAT was picked it up off the turf here at Lee Hedges Stadium and just ran right down the sideline and scored.
They're going to say it was planned the whole time.
And here's the extra point by Menard is good, and that successful PAT for tonight. Nice snap, places down, kick is on its way, and it is good. That successful PAT was brought to you by Byrd, McElroy, and Vestal CPAs, providing tax auditing and consulting services for over 2 out of the 3 games here. Here's the extra point attempt by Menard, and it is good. So that extra point attempt, his foot, nice his entire right leg. High snap, Paul does a good job of handling it. Somehow Brandon, of 80 yards, and that one covered about. Here's the kick by Menard. That one covered, what, 40, about 40 down by Travis Gibson. Here comes Menard. Nice job by Paul Arsamov handling the high snap. Brandon boots it through. And so
he did a great job in every aspect of executing that play.
Snap, place, kick, and it is good. That successful PAT, and it'll be assessed on the kickoff. Brandon Menard to attempt the extra point. Out of the hole to Paul Arsamov. Good snap by Tyrus. Here's the kick, and it splits the uprights. That successful PAT brought to you by Byrd, McElroy, and Vestal CPAs, providing tax auditing and consult. Paul Arsamov. Tyrus Henderson, the snapper. It's a low snap. Paul puts it down. Brandon puts it through. And so that successful PAT brought to you by away from being tied. 127. Here's the snap, the place, the kick. It looks good, and it is good. That successful PAT.